So, Talk That Talk Thursday, we are talking finances. And the question that is being posed to us today is, should women support their partners or their significant others financially? And honestly, my only answer to this is yes, but only if it's a mutual thing, but only if you are married, but only if it makes sense. Not because you're in love and you want to support somebody and you want to lure them in. I feel as women, we should exercise a certain degree of caution when it comes to finances. Because when we're in love for real. Like ride or die type of love. But we always end up looking very foolish because we are led by our emotions. We are led by, oh, if I show him I can support him and he can rely on me, blah, 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 he's going to fall in love with me. False. The minute you become such a crutch for a man, trust me, he's going to resent you down the line. We have seen these stories. We have lived them. We've experienced them. We have grown up knowing very well that if your husband does not have money, you also do not have money. Yes, it's a toxic situation, but we have seen the cautionary tales. So yes, you can support your partner financially if it's making sense for you guys. If you guys are investing together, where he says, hey babe, I'd like to buy this piece of land. I have X amount of money. Would you like to come in with X amount of money? And we can have the property together. That kind of makes sense. But not at, oh, he drops you off at work in your car and then he goes away with your car to perambulate and then he sends you a text and says, fuel imeisha, send money for fuel. And from your office job, you send money for fuel so that he can perambulate. In fact, you will even take a matatu home because he cannot be bothered to stand the traffic to come and pick you again in your own motor
vehicle.
Dio. Karibu niseme motorbike, my kibota. I was just, So just don't be led by emotions to spend money. Just be wise is all I can say.
Yeah, for me, it's context, right? Like, we need to put these things in context sometimes. Because when you just say, oh, can women support men? It's like, there are so many different perspectives that are there, that exist, right? For example, is he just going through a tough situation, or is he just comfortable being taken care of? Context, right? If someone is going through a tough situation, absolutely 100% yes, you need to be supportive, right? If on the other hand, they're just like, she takes care of anything anyway, so might as well just relax. Kick my feet up, right? Right on the car and relax. It's not right. It's not right. And I think that essentially is my basis question number one. Mm-hmm. What is the context of this question, right? What is the context of the situation, right? What kind of relationship do I have with this person? Have I known him for all of 2 days and now he's telling me, oh, I'm going through a tough time and I'm just supposed to fess up and give him money? Oh, hell no. Have I known him for 10 years and we've been in a relationship for 10 years and now they're going through a rough time and I need to assist them? Absolutely, yes. You see how different scenarios, different stories bring different, results? Absolutely.
Yeah. And also, let's not be led by the pressure, by like outside pressure on what we should do with our finances as women. Because as we're evolving as a society, different dynamics are showing up. Gone are the days where like a family dynamic consisted of the man taking care of the household and bills and finances, and the woman being the caregiver and caretaker and homemaker of the house. But right now, in our situations right now, like in this generation, with our peers even, if we're getting into a marriage, into a partnership, when it comes to things like a mortgage, both of us are on the list because both of us are making money and both of us are, paying towards owning a home. Like it kind of makes sense if that's the case. But as Kathaming has said, context. If it's a matter of your money is the one catering to everything and his money is just for like
vibes and
vibes, that makes absolutely no sense. As in, you could be on your own. You can be on your own, right? Like a baby girl. Singleness is not a pandemic. Like female loneliness has never been a thing. Male loneliness, on the other hand, is a whole other thing. So don't use your finances to buy yourself a relationship.
Yeah.
Don't use your finances to leverage a relationship. As in, he's with me because I take care of him, but who takes care of you? You know, like, be smart about your money. As in, the money you're investing in him, you can invest in a SACCO, you can put in a money market fund as you're waiting to, you know, get bigger investments. There are so many things you could do with your money, babe. So as a modern woman, like, simmer down, calm down, and don't be so quick to like dish out your money for everything.
Yeah, another question that is always quite interesting is the question of masculinity and where we're placing that. Because honestly, some men are okay being supported. They're like, it's fine, it's cool, let's do it, let's do it.
Why
I
not?
want, you know. But
I'm a
over
handsome
time,
boy.
if this person is, it's a masculinity issue, they start getting resentment. A little bit of resentment, a little bit of insecurity here and there. It's growing. Now they want to be controlling. Now they want to be the ones, you know, oh, babe, I don't like it when I have to take out your card, you know, put the money in my account so I can. Do you get what I'm saying? So there's one person who will react that way, and the other person is just like, yeah. It dampens the relationship and it ends the relationship because this person is no longer able to see themselves with you simply because they can't accept that you want to be the provider. You have become the provider and you're doing a much better job than they would have with no solution in sight, right? So I think it's also a question of what is your relationship like? Is this person very masculine and they're okay with being taken care of, or are they very masculine and it's plaguing on their ego and their personality and who they are as a person, like the innate version of this person? How are you dealing with it? Because yeah, some people are masculine and are still okay being taken care of.
Yeah, and also be on the lookout for such relationships or such characters before you even get into a relationship with them.
Preach, girl.
So if you're going on a date or you're just talking to somebody, it's a talking stage, you're getting to know each other, and they keep referencing how you're the one making the money, you're the big bucks, you're the boss. If you're catching this kind of conversations, can your radar just be on? Can you just be looking out? Because he has already set the pace that you're the one with the money, you're the big bucks. Or you pull up for a date and he's in awe of your car. He's just like, wow, 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 wow. Najua we ni tajiri, wako na mapesa. You know, there's no problem with you having. Don't be shamed about your money. You know, don't be put in a position where you have to constantly explain yourself and talk about how, oh no, it's just, or downplay how much money you have because you don't want to put him in a position where he's going to be insecure. So if this is going to be a problem very early on, it's not going to change when you get married to this person.
Absolutely.
They're still going to be the same insecure person. They're still going to be the same person who's checking your purse and, you know, counting coins and telling you, but you're the one making the money, so you should pay. You know, you guys make vacation plans and they're like, but you're the one making the money, so you should pay. It becomes very frustrating. So, baby girl, ukiona uto to conversations very early on in the relationship, shut it down. Like,
But
shut it down.
But like, also think about the fact that money is power. And power dynamics in relationships are one of the biggest hurdles in any relationship. So ask yourself that question of, if I am the financial backbone of this relationship, are we going to remain balanced? Like, are we going to be remaining balanced? Or am I going to just start being like, okay, you shut up, you know, talking down to this person and belittling them simply because you're the financial. Like, think about it.
Even you become
know yourself.
resentful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you start talking down to this person, you start embarrassing them in public, you start limiting how much money they're spending. How much is that? No, you can't spend that. That is too much of my money. You know, think about those things. That's a dynamic that needs to be discussed. Because if I'm being honest, being the financial backbone, it's not cute. I am not the cutest
All
person.
my friends are being flued out.
Thank you.
All my friends are getting flowers and all of this.
And I have to negotiate.
And I have to give you a stipend so that you can afford to give me that. You know?
I have to Nairobi it.
You know, I have to fake it. I have to tell my friends, oh, you guys, guess what? He gave me this. You're going to be resentful if you're... It works for some dynamics, especially when we've seen like stay-at-home dads, but it's because they're contributing something to the relationship. They're doing the homemaking, they're doing everything, so they can meet on a level playing field. Because leadership is not just about money. There's so much that goes into leadership and being into the power dynamic of a relationship. So if you know you're going to be resentful, yeah. Meta nikilipa parking. Nasikianga ni kama, nobody should play music in our car except me.
Shut up, everybody, shut it down.
And it's just small parking. You ask me, do you have 100 bob for parking? I'm like, first of all, watch yourself. So yeah.
And I think finally for me, it's also, what are your values? What are her values as the woman in that relationship? For example, this I'm just going to read it. Says, some women genuinely don't mind being breadwinners. However, others, it interrupts their sexual desires. Have you ever dealt with a brokey and your vahuha just goes dry as a Sahara desert? Like, nothing about this person is attractive. It's just like, ugh, that bum, I know myself. I am not a woman who is going to be excited if the finances are responsibility yangu.
Yep.
I know the kind of person I can be, right? It's different when we're sharing responsibility. But when I have to take full responsibility, I'm the one managing the finances. No. If I do 40%, fine. But 100, I am no longer seeing you as an attractive man. Like there's something about you that just becomes ugly. I don't know how to explain it. But some women don't mind it. Some women actually find it very powerful, Like, I feel the power when I take care of my family like that. I feel the power and I'm the one in charge. I feel it. Not for me, clearly not for Turi, but for some it works. So these are all questions you need to ask yourself before you ask this basic question of, should women? No, it is, can women? Because should, very different to can. Right?
Exactly.
Right?
So we have given you food for thought, something to think about, something to chew on.
Chew on that.
Yeah. Relax with it. That's been our show today. My name is Turife, and I'll see you tomorrow.
My name is Kathomi Kathomi. Please catch us on our social media handles at Kathomi Kathomi, at Turife, across all social media platforms. And don't forget to follow Ibri TV on Ibri TV Kenya everywhere except for Facebook, where it's Ibri TV KE. Until tomorrow. Naifanya rahisi